Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike. Easus is here. Garrett is here. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
What'd it do?
I like your shirt, Garrett.
Oh,
pants.
thank you.
Yeah, that's
Nice
fat
and simple.
pants. What is the point of that? Is
Oh,
that
it's
an
a shirt.
ironic T-shirt?
Right.
It's just I got a lot of ironic shirts. Most of them are just conspiracies or just full-on bullshit that I love.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Pants.
my
I've never
favorite-
seen that. That's kind of cool.
My mom got it for me for Christmas. She also got my stepdad one that says to-do list, your mom checked off.
Oh, okay.
That's my stepdad.
Oh,
Makes
that's
sense.
pretty
There's
funny.
a photo of us somewhere
I
with that.
hate joke T-shirts. I'm at
I know.
a point where
Easus is-
I hate-
Easus is weird.
I hate
Hold
them.
up. My joke T-shirts are second to none because I got Marina one that says stop transphobia with a picture of Optimus Prime.
Well, I don't know.
that's kinda funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty
Oh yeah, I get it. But like, well, see, but like the checklist to do your mom.
She got it ironically because he's my stepdad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross though. Thinking about your parents' band
Yeah.
it works on multiple levels
No,
because of that.
Well, I'm turning more in so many ways into like Jay. I know he's not really. I don't know how last time he's been here, but like for real, like like I said, a joke on the trip. I think I thought about just at some point just getting 7 shirts and just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then that's
see?
fucking it, and then just be done.
Yeah,
Those are my
I don't have a
shirts.
problem with that. It's kind of weird that you're kind of judgmental about like destination sweatshirts.
Yeah, I think jokey shirts are stupid.
Yeah.
honestly, I really do.
What's your least favorite?
Dude, those stores you walk by, there's shirts of I pooped today or some shit.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
like,
those are kinda dumb.
or whatever.
I bet you love the.
See,
I'm not
ironic-
gay, but $20 is $20.
Yeah,
like
see that's
one.
a little kind of whatever. I've heard that before, but I like
It's-
the ones that you have to kind of like take a second and look at.
Yeah.
I would say pants. Like pants would be okay with me. For one, I don't buy shit anymore. And if I do, it's Salvation Army shit that's quote unquote ironic.
Yeah.
But like pants would be okay with me. But any joke T-shirt, I think is so dumb.
Yeah, but you and Jay used to rag on me for destination.
I hate
and I would
I hate
always
those too.
I would always say like I'm in the middle of a destination place and I forget, at least I do, that in the desert, which California is and Arizona, it gets cold at night. Like in Michigan, it'll just be 80 all day and then it'll be 80 at night.
Yeah.
And out there it's like no, it'll drop to 55, 60.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh God, I've been in a t-shirt all day walking around San Diego
Well, I
or
can't.
LA and it's
You gotta
like
quickly buy a hoodie.
I'll just buy a hoodie and it's like, yeah, San Diego. And I'm like, whatever.
Some of that is I could
I was
never
here.
fathom having the extra money. I can't fathom spending the extra money. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I would have to just suck it up. So that's some of that. But
Yeah.
also like just in general, I think destination teachers, you know how I feel.
No, I like the ironic ones. Like one of my favorite T-shirts is one that says, "President, the United States government assassinated President John F. Kennedy on November 22nd, 1963," and all I got was this stupid T-shirt.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's
was
not
looking
bad.
at some
Easus
hats
doesn't
today.
like it. Easus hates it.
I was looking
can
at some
tell.
hats today that were pretty good like that.
Who am I though? Like, look,
Do you
I'm
guys
just saying
do you
I
guys
don't
like the
it,
ones
that's all.
the retro ones? Because I saw a link today. It's like a Farmer Jack T-shirt
Oh, that'd
and a
be pretty
Chatham T-shirt,
Yeah.
Boblo Island.
I'd rather go on eBay or something and find one that was original.
Yeah,
if I had to.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of it for sure. Yeah. And look at who the fuck am I? Just because I don't like joke T-shirts doesn't mean anything.
No,
No, it's
no,
just
it
part of the
absolutely
talk.
doesn't.
I just don't
Yeah,
like
especially
them.
The
coming
opening
from you.
banter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just fucking find them stupid.
Yeah,
But,
that's
like,
That's all right. And most people find the way you dress appallingly stupid.
I'm
so
sure of that.
It's,
I'm
it's
sure.
fine. It goes multiple ways.
Normcore from head to toe.
There you go.
Yeah. And I've
That's
just gotten
Easus.
lazy and cheap.
Yeah, me
Even
too.
more cheap than
Lazy.
ever.
I probably wore this a few days ago. I
I mean, this guy's over here mixing lavender and orange.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, you.
You.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, you got
Oh,
the
your
hat, the wings hat.
He doesn't even know what he wore today.
Well,
Yeah.
the funny thing is, like, I already thought about it, but like last year when I went on the island for a year, I had this yellow hoodie, just basically the exact same hoodie as this, except yellow, and highlighter yellow.
Yeah.
And one fucking day, I painted, didn't think about it, got some paint on it. And my dad still every day is like, oh,
You ruined your beautiful sweatshirt.
I'm going to fucking wear it next year. Like, when I come up
Yeah.
next year, I'm going to bring the same fucking
Yeah.
5 shirts I had. And
You see that
those
on
are what-
construction sites, guys wearing a vest that's
Yep.
just beat to
Like-
shit. I see with my my gold miner shows that I watch. And those guys, they're making great money
Oh, yeah.
out there. And they're wearing just the raggedy ass.
No, most of my work
vest. They
clothes,
don't
like
care.
I actually just out of your own safety, basically, when I say in your driveway, I always take my shoes off, change them out for my actual shoes. You know, I get out of like my work uniform a lot of time.
You have
like,
real
I get
shoes?
covered in some chemical dust and things like that. Like my work shoes right now are held together by zip ties. They have a hole right up at the top.
Really?
I will not change them out because I got them for $60 one day. They're just nice little Tim's steel toes.
I was gonna say, do you have steel-toed
Yep.
at your job?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, thank you for not wearing them in here.
No, I'll track.
Cece could get that dust, and then that'd be bad.
You don't
for
want
her.
that dust on everything.
No,
Extinguisher
you don't.
dust, it gets in your nose, it burns, makes your eyes water.
Ugh, yeah, it sounds horrible.
It's not fun.
Sounds horrible.
Dude, anytime I sweat, it drips in your eyes, and it's like, ah!
Yeah,
Like,
I bet.
just
I bet.
fire.
Do you guys have to wear masks and hard helmets?
Depends
or
on
anything
what we're
like that?
doing. I mean, if you're doing heavy pipe fitting on like ladder stuff, you got the harness, the helmet. But if you just kind of working in the room, usually we
Crazy.
don't. But if something goes off or you have something just fully blow out, you either leave the room or put a mask on and deal
Yeah.
with it.
It's fucking
Yeah.
wild, man.
Yeah.
Real job.
Real man jobs. Yeah, it's funny. I could never. I just too big of a pussy.
When I fucking last year, the first day, like I never even considered that I was gonna have to wear like boots and shit. And when I fucking put them on, and
for the island, yeah.
and fucking started the first day wearing them, I was like, holy fuck, dude! Like I remember coming home that first day and taking them
feet
off and just
killing.
being like, holy shit, am I gonna be able to do this?
Yeah.
And by the end of the week, I was.
Did you
fine.
have to? Did you have to wear boots?
Yeah, I definitely did because of the horses.
Yeah.
Because I had a fucking.
What's the fear? They step on you?
It
or
happened
just,
one time.
Yeah.
One of the times, Dougie, fucking
Doug.
Doug was being a
Yeah,
fucking kind of
Douglas.
a jerk, and he stepped on my fucking toe. Yeah, and he luckily he didn't put all his weight down on it, but for sure
He knew?
Well,
Doug
no, he didn't
knew.
know.
Doug
but
recognized
he
it was
didn't
your
know.
foot?
I mean, there's nothing he could do, dude. I was just like, "Fuck, Doug, come on, dude." I was trying to move, and then the other guy, they were kind of like, "Doug, back up, buddy," or something. Back up. But no, I would say like some people there don't necessarily. They give them to everybody at the job.
Oh, they
where I
do.
work.
They hook you up for
They
them.
give
Yeah.
them to us. Everyone there doesn't necessarily need them. I definitely do though, working with the horses. 'Cause
Yeah,
like I said,
are you going to do that again this summer?
I
Work with the
am.
horses?
Yeah. Excited.
That's awesome. They're
so
so
excited.
cool. There's something so calming about being around horses, and
Yeah.
you just realize how powerful they are, how big they are.
so big, dude.
They're
Oh my God.
so strong and so big. Even small horses.
They don't even fucking know.
Like even mini horses. Like at G's house, and Amanda and Marshy, they had the one horse next door that was full size, and then they had a couple little minis running around.
Yeah.
And I'd play, and even those minis, you're just like, this is just solid muscle. This
Pretty much, that's all they are, just
majestic
muscle.
beast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
there was- oh, go
but
ahead.
they're smart as shit too. When I'd come across, like they knew, like this is the guy that gives us carrots.
Yeah.
This is that guy.
Oh, for sure.
And they come to that fence and they're like, "Where's my carrots?"
Yep.
Like they know.
For sure. I mean, well, just an example. I mean, there was a thing like last year. It's funny. I'd never considered the idea of runaways on the because they don't really like to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I never even
Runaways, like animals.
like horses, fucking
Really?
getting a
Where are they
runaway.
gonna go?
Because there was a big
Yeah.
one last year where someone ended up in a fucking hospital for maybe a month.
They had a horse
legit
carriage accident?
downtown, dude. Big fucking
Wait,
one.
a person ended up in the hospital? What,
yeah,
trying to
got ran over by a horse.
Oh,
An old school Amish car
yeah,
wreck.
that was a
I think I saw a video. Was there a video of
There
that?
was like about a 30-second little TikTok video that got around because
Yeah.
the island tries to kind of not talk about it
Oh
too
yeah.
much. But
well, what are they gonna do? I mean,
no, but they
accidents
just-
happen. Things get
you know,
away.
it's not accidents. It's fucking animal rights people then getting in like, oh, these animals should they really be being used for or whatever?
Yeah,
they think it's
they were
not.
bred
The
for
animals
that.
fucking. I will tell you this: the horses fucking love it.
Yeah.
They like
Yeah,
working.
they-
They like doing it.
They
Honest
they
to God,
like
they do.
they like having a job and a purpose.
These are
and a
draft
thing to
horses
do.
that like working.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
bred and basically raised to do this stuff. This is all they know. Is
Yeah.
what they like.
Oh, dude, come Monday for my job. Like,
The idea that these assholes want these things to just what do they want? Just run wild,
I guess.
be free. It's
Yeah,
like
go ahead, free
just
those horses. See
stop.
how well they fare out in the wild.
Yeah, they
know
wouldn't. they
dude,
wouldn't.
we would come
barn
back.
raised horses.
And nature's way more violent and
yeah.
painful and hurtful than anything we could do to these
The
things,
oldest
so.
horse we had, I know we only had 3 horses in ours. A lot of stables have much more, but we only have 3 at the park. But the oldest horse we had, there was on days off, or his guy was getting his days off, man. He'd like one of those, he'd be okay. And then like and then if there was a time when he was sick. So Doug had to stay 3 days in the fucking corral and stuff. And dude,
He didn't-
he's
he
ready
didn't
to
do
go,
it.
man.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
So
he
they-
wants to work.
I got carts to pull.
Yeah.
Right. But just the strength though. There was one last year where a family apparently like on one side of the island they'd rented horses for a little bit and tied it up, and somebody is supposed to be with the horse at all times. They left a horse to go get some hot dogs, I guess, to like a bike rack.
Oh.
Fucking took off and took that bike rack like half down the fucking mile down the island, dude. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're fucking strong. Dude.
Yeah, that's funny.
They're fucking strong. So.
Yeah.
But nope. Yep. But yeah, you got to have that's what I say. So the point is, I do have to have steel toes for sure.
Yeah.
For what I do.
You've never ridden them, though. You just walk them?
I've done some saddle, touristy crap where you've done like an hour. I'm going to do it this year, though. I'm going to do like a tour around the island on a horse.
You're going to get a hat and everything.
I already got my cowboy hat. I did joke after this year that I was finally able to justify my fucking country boots and hat that I've had for 20 years.
Yeah, you're a real cowboy.
A real cowboy now. I know what horses
get it.
are. I know how to do it. But anyway.
All right. Well, welcome back. We missed you yesterday, Isis.
I bet.
Well, some of us did.
We did.
Not
The fans
everybody.
didn't.
Yeah, a couple fans.
Don't worry, you only got like 4 weeks left, and then the show's back to. I was thinking about today as I was driving in. If I was in any different position in my life, it would borderline be worth staying to just piss fucking people off.
Yeah.
No other reason than to fucking make
yeah.
He said he was leaving.
Yeah, the Connor Bruins of the world would be.
He would. What if I just
devastated?
Oh, it turns out I can't move up
He
north
puts
this
up
year.
with it now, but if another 4 weeks from now, he's going to be on his wits'
We'll
end.
start cutting people out.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna do?
If we get any comments, if people comment on YouTube or do the super chats, anything like that, feel free to cut in, Garrett, and let us know.
Will do.
Some things going on in the world we'll get to. In fact, more from what we were talking about. I guess Isis took issue when we were talking about the Rob Parker doing the all black.
I thought more about that,
Yeah.
by the way, for whatever it's worth. And even though it still doesn't bother me as much, I do understand more where you were coming from with it.
Yeah.
Like in the sense that obviously it's illegal. That's what's weird about it. That is true. Like if you're doing your own little thing out of your basement and you just have to decide not to do it.
He's got his own show running. He's doing it at his place, his own money.
I don't
Yeah.
understand how you could actually officially say that.
Oh, I know. But did you hear us? I think it was yesterday. I don't think Isis was here when we were talking about the play.
Yep, that was yesterday.
In West End in London, where they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to have blackout nights where only black people are allowed in the crowd. And to avoid the white gaze.
Yeah, they didn't like gay white
uncomfortable-
people.
Yeah, with a Z, Garrett. So they didn't want black people to feel uncomfortable being in the same building with whites because whites are so dangerous.
I mean, be careful what you're.
Yeah.
All this stuff. I think I would say again. I do think it's like I thought for one it was a bad idea, the radio station thing. I think it's a bad idea. And as I thought about it more, I don't know how it's not illegal. I'm sure.
That was my main question. How is this even legal?
They'll just get around it. In the sense that, I mean, it won't cause a stir, maybe.
Well, they just know no one's going to go after them.
Yeah.
They can kind of do
who's
whatever
going to say?
they want.
Are white people going to say something?
Right.
Exactly.
Racist.
It just makes everybody uncomfortable, and everybody just kind of goes,
It would take a lot of black people to say something. They don't really want to say anything either because that's their win.
Have
exactly.
fun with all this, I guess, man. It's
So we were talking yesterday about American playwright Jeremy O'Harris, and he went on Radio 4's World at 1 this week to promote the West End production of his Broadway show Slave Play. He promised the blackout, restricting certain performances to black identifying
What if
audiences.
people identify as black?
Yeah, that
That's
was
what I
what
was
he
saying.
said. Black identifying audiences so they can enjoy their evening free from the white gaze. Slave Play addresses topics such as race, sexuality, and he's bragging to Harris, the asshole that wrote this. Look at how far we look at how far we haven't come since slavery. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Will Rachel Dolezal be attending?
Yeah, she could be invited.
She's black, right?
Sure. The London production launches in June at the Noel Coward Theatre, which I thought was a very fitting name for the theater, starring Kit Harington from Game of Thrones and Denzel Washington's daughter, Olivia. So she's half as good as Denzel. I'll have no problem with her.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time Harris has pulled off this stunt in the UK. In 2022, his production of Daddy at London's Alameda Theatre, described by one American critic as embarrassing bad.
Well, because it never showed up.
What?
The daddy.
Yeah, the daddy.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe.
It left.
We're taking a carton of cigarettes.
They also hosted blackout performances and attracted some raised eyebrows in the press for doing so, with one saying, by its very nature, this doesn't promote diversity. So I'm reading this article here by a lady named Inaya Folarin Iman, a black woman, who takes issue with this. And I'm glad. I think more black people need to stand up for exactly what this kind of bullshit is. When you have some snob libtard, probably wealthy playwright, pandering to black audiences like, oh, they're too scared of the white gaze. They could never. Yep. It's just insulting on its face.
Yeah.
So she says, now this may or may not be a good play. For all I know, Harris is a modern day Shakespeare. What appalls me is the fact that any playwright can seriously be calling for the white gaze. It manages to be patronizing and racist at once. Imagine the horror, after all, that would meet anyone who dared to refer to the black gaze. It hardly needs saying that most black people are already perfectly comfortable going to the theater. We don't need special treatment to help us do so.
That's what I was saying.
Exactly. It should be obvious on its face. Far more likely to put anyone off going to the West End is the sheer cost of it. The average price of the best seats soared 21% from 19 to 22, now stands at £140 each. I also take issue with Harris's phrase, black identifying. What precisely does it mean? Would Rachel Dolezal, the white American who pretended to be black for years, using copious quantities of fake tan and donning curly-haired wigs, be welcome on these blackout nights?
Why would you even need tan or anything? Why don't I just say identify as
I could just identify as black. Why not? How about the South African pop star of Zulu descent, Tyla, who identifies as colored rather than black? My boyfriend happens to be a white Scotsman. Am I supposed to feel safer without him and his white gaze accompanying me to the show? And here's a question for Harris. Could my boyfriend join me for the evening if he suddenly chose to identify as black?
Yeah. Where's Elon Musk in this? He's African American.
He is African American.
I wish he would have to answer these questions. Could you imagine if he had to, do an AMA or something and throw these out?
Yeah, or a press conference to launch your theater production. Why not? And have people have the balls to ask these questions. Harris has been dubbed the queer black savior of theater by American critics, but it's a curious kind of savior who bans people from the stalls due to the color of their skin. No, the best theater brings people and ideas together. It encourages debate and the pursuit of progress. This fostering of division does precisely the opposite. Harris may erroneously believe that society hasn't advanced since slavery, but I'm afraid it's behavior like his that's dragging us back in time. The playwright explained that the production was born out of ideas I was learning in grad school. This at least makes sense because his blackout stunt is exactly the kind of thing you'd expect to find on a university campus. Yeah.
Bravo.
Agreed.
Well said.
Yeah. And you know what? If some idiot like me or one of you wrote that, it'd be just, racist on its face. And it's like, no, you know what? That's a black woman saying that. And I agree with her wholeheartedly. I think it's disgraceful to pretend like, who are you, hero? Who are you, you stupid hero, to come in and, stand back. We've got blacks in the audience. Don't anyone look at them. Oh, yeah. It's just sickening on its face. I just don't understand it. I don't understand why these things keep popping up. Like, this is progress at its finest. It's not on any level, and it's panderous at worst, and it's disgusting. I don't know what else to say about it. But I'm glad you've taken a turn, Isis, a little bit.
I don't know what to say. That was a lot of nothing there. I just thought about it more, I guess, and it is kind of crazy. You're right. And this is, to me, I would still say the radio station doesn't bother me as much as this is, for whatever reason. I don't know why that is, but this bothers me more because it just seems so not. It's such a PR stunt.
Yeah.
In reality, it's just a PR stunt. And I think it's like a situation. See, like the Rob Parker one to me, it's like, okay, at least he's, in his mind, maybe he's offering jobs to people that didn't have as easy. Like, this is a person.
I know. I'm rolling my eyes.
I know you disagree, but that's how I think about it. But this is like, dude, this is just a fucking dude who wrote a play and is like, I'm gonna have black only crowd members. Like, it doesn't help any. I don't see any help from this. If anything, it's obviously hurtful. But
I have more of a problem. Like, if Rob Parker just was like, hey, I'm the program director of a radio station and I'm hiring all the talent. And he just hired, morning team and a afternoon, a midday, and, overnight squad, and everybody was black. You would just be like, yeah, whatever.
It's just, you just don't talk about it.
It's when you come out and announce, like, based on the color of your skin, that's the talent we're hiring. That's where I have a problem.
No,
because
I
know. I get it. If you're catering to a historic, like, white audience of rock and roll fans. Like historically, this is the vast majority of who you see at your remotes and who you see at your concerts. And it's like you're trying to get these ratings, and you hire teams. You don't discriminate based on color, but it's
but you do hire within the.
Yeah, it's like that's going to play out like that. You're going to end up having
what's called a target audience, Mike, as you would know.
Exactly. And at black radio stations, if you're a rap station and you're trying to pass that off as a legit, like, hey, we're this, we're speaking to a certain community, and you have a bunch of white guys as your DJs, like, that's going to come off as disingenuous and weird in a way. And so you're going to cater to your audience. And that just makes sense. It's going to be more of an urban feel. And
up next, folks, we have N-Words in Paris by Kanye West.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
No.
And it's funny because in LA, I think it was The Beat where Tooch worked at. They had a morning guy who sounded black.
Yeah.
And people love this dude. Shit. But he was an Asian guy. It was like their morning guy was an Asian dude.
That's even better.
People are like, oh, goddamn, I've been watching this. I've been listening to this dude for years, and they loved him, and he's probably still there for all I know. But
there's been very few, as most people that listen to country music know, very few African Americans that have made it into the mainstream of country music. But Charlie Pride was one of the big ones back in the day. And this was before TV and shit like that. And if you ever listen to Charlie Pride, he fucking is super country.
Yeah.
And legit, he would show up to concerts and people didn't know he was black.
Really?
Like there'd be a crowd and they'd be like, oh,
shit,
that guy's black.
And they didn't have an issue with it, but it was just like...
he's in the Country Music Hall of Fame, and he's been very recognized. He did very well. But it's just kind of funny, like, when you talk about that. Like, people legitimately back then, they'd go to see his concert, like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this dude was black.
What were you going to say, Gary?
Oh, no, I was just like, oh, what?
Yeah, right. But they'd welcome that in. You're in the genre they appreciate.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, there's always outliers. There's always people that are going to...
yeah, of course.
But the vast majority is what you care about. And you can't stop everybody's...
Well, that's what's really happening in most of these things.
It is what it is.
That's what's happening, though. That's what I think the goal is. Like, however they're doing it, I think that appears to be some of these people's goals. They assume that somehow they're going to do enough stuff that not one person on the planet is ever going to look at another person and go, I don't like them because they're different than me.
Exactly. I just wish there was such a violent pushback on this. Like, no. Historically, the world has gone through this, and we are not putting up with this. Not in the West. Not in Europe, not in America. Yep. This sort of obnoxious, panderous, like, oh, look at these little black people who need help from us white saviors. Fuck those people.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck them. And Isis, you're right that it's strictly about how do I generate publicity for my thing, and who cares who we hurt on the back of this? Who cares? They don't care. They're self-absorbed. Like I said yesterday, boorish, fucking piggish 1%ers in the theater community. Stop acting like you're not that. You earn that description.
I want to know what that crowd is that night.
What's that?
On the blackout night. I want to know what the crowd is. What's the number?
Who knows?
No, but I'd like to know the percentage of the seats filled.
Yeah.
Catering to, is it 50 people show up in a 5,000 seat arena?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. And it's probably only a few hundred seats. I don't know what the West End Theater holds, but it's probably just a small theater.
Yeah.
But it's just so bad, and I know people just want to stay out of it. That's like most people don't want the trouble.
That's what it is.
And so they're just like, I'm just going to stay out of this one. It doesn't involve me, and I totally understand why you would be like, well, so I can't go this night. What's the big deal? And it's like, no, there's a bigger deal. Just like I keep saying over and over, the precedent it sets, like, oh, maybe this is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to go, hey, we're having a Jew-free night. No Jews allowed.
Yeah.
Same as, hey, no whites allowed or Asians allowed. Only blacks allowed tonight. Like, it's all awful.
Yeah.
On every level.
No, I agree.
So, San Francisco, we spend quite a bit of time talking about San Francisco. They seem like I know I spend quite a bit of time there, but it's really not about that. It's kind of they're the gold standard for what we see as progressive politics, and the kind of that road to hell paved with good intentions seems like it really is that Mountain West that whether it's Portland or Seattle or San Francisco, it kind of all is birthed there. And then it plays out, and it's like you could just so see it coming. Like, this isn't going to work out like you think it is.
Yep.
And it gets to a point where the city's uninhabitable. Like, the businesses are leaving. Macy's just closed down, and
really?
of course, yeah,
That
it's
big,
been
that
there.
like big ass
Their
fucking
big
right.
historic
Yeah.
Macy's, is shut down. Been there for 80 years. You know, people remember going there in the holidays, and it's like the big
Christmas decoration.
yeah.
I
Oh,
imagine,
yeah.
stuff.
And it's done up and really well done. And now it's like, you know, they come out, they don't give a reason as to why they're closing down. And the workers are coming out now. And you're talking about people that have worked there for 27 years.
Yeah.
And are like, the Polo store can't keep underwear and T-shirts in stock. Like, people
steal.
just walk in, steal everything every single day. And now the result of that is they're closed.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah.
great. I hope this
Steal
worked
from
out.
nothing now.
Yeah. So they're closing all kinds of things. Starbucks are closing left and right. Macy's. Any of these stores that have been iconic in this once great city are like that. And when you walk around and you just see the policies in place and you see what kind of degenerate behavior that's leading to. And every once in a while we get a really cool video of like a bus driver dropping off kids, and it's like the kids have to step over all these fucking heroin junkies, fentanyl junkies all over the street.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's scary. Like there was a right by my parents' house, there was for the longest time a Starbucks. Now there's some like mom and pop coffee shop there, but it's this parking lot. I would go there and I'd have a cigarette and I'd get a coffee and I'd just sit there. And there's a fucking dude that would just walk around that parking lot as homeless as could be. And it's just like, this just feels intimidating and wrong on every level. And it's like, he'd start making his way towards you. And I'm just like, well, see you, dude.
That's the one problem I always have too. Is like, these
I'm not
homeless people
getting
have
in this.
nothing to lose. I don't want to know what they have to gain.
Exactly. And I don't want to have the conversation with him.
Yeah.
It was one thing when every couple of weeks you'd pass someone on the street that was standing on a corner and you give him $5, whatever.
Yeah.
A buck.
Yeah.
That was doable, but when it's on every corner, and out there it's every corner.
Yeah.
And it's under every bridge and all that shit. It's like, at what point do these people wake up and realize these policies are hurting so many Americans? It's disastrous. And I don't know what the liberal argument is against it, you know? I'd love to know what Ed Grabo thinks on the matter, since he's going to defend these fucking shit policies no matter what. I'd love to know, but now we got another one. Voters in San Francisco are poised to approve a law that would require single adults on welfare to be screened and treated for illegal drug addiction, or else lose cash assistance.
Welfare rates dropped to 0 in San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly.
In other news.
So what? You thought this was a good idea to just let them be drug addicts on the street and give them $1,000 a month cash?
Yeah, why not? They're not going to do anything bad with it. What are they going to do? Buy heroin with it?
Well,
Oops.
yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing with it.
Oops.
And it's just so funny to see these people like back talking and like, oh yeah, well we still need to, and it's like, no, just stop. Just stop. You're not making progress. In fact, you're ruining this great city is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Polling shows the majority of likely voters support the measure, which is also backed by Mayor London Breed, who faces a tough re-election fight in November, known as Prop F. Will go on the ballot on yesterday, I guess, along with Prop E, which would grant police more crime-fighting powers, such as the use of drones and surveillance cameras. Wow.
But don't put the guns back in their pocket.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's really funny? Because I was out at, let's see, where was I? In San Francisco proper. And I still go there with my sister and Jen and stuff. And we did a night out and went to that awful comedian, what's her fucking name? The Asian chick that just sucks.
I know who you're talking about.
Fuck, she was horrible. But we went out to some nice little Italian restaurant, and it was kind of like Ease's. It was a Christmas gift to my folks from my sister. And so the five of us went out, had a really nice dinner. It was great. And then went over to this theater and watched the show.
Margaret Cho, right?
What's it? Margaret Cho.
Yep.
Thank you. God, was that bad?
That's right. She's not memorable at all.
What's that?
She's not memorable at all.
No, it was just like, oh, this is embarrassing. There was one lady behind me just laughing her ass off.
Were there attempted punchlines, or was it storytelling that was
It was both.
It
was both, but it was just like everything had a racial element to it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
it's
it
kinda
was
like a
all
Joe
white
Coy.
men are bad, that kind of thing. It's just stupid. But we did do some walking around in there, and there was like a Apple store, and there's a cop car out front and there's a cop in the Apple store.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, it was the craziest thing because we see cops around here all the time. The cop in the store is wearing like this outfit and he had a gun. But it looks like he's been wearing this same cop uniform for 30 years.
Yeah.
It's raggedy and shitty. It's like, and the car he had out front was like what we would have seen 30 years ago in downtown Detroit. Like those old, what were those, Lincolns or whatever?
Crown Vics.
The Crown Vics.
Yep.
He's got an old Crown Vic out front. Looks like it's from a movie set.
Yeah.
Like it looks so archaic.
That's probably where they got it, off a Hollywood set.
Maybe. But it's like they so don't give a shit about the police. I mean, the hubcaps are rusted out.
Yeah.
Just garbage. You're in this space, like around here, you see them, they're in these dope ass SUVs. These fucking
I guarantee
brand
you
new,
he had to buy his own gun.
maybe.
Because he
Who
probably
knows?
had Cali mags too, which they, because California, they're super weird about their
Yeah,
guns.
how many bullets?
They restrict how many you can put in a mag. So usually you can only get it like up to 7 in one of those things. They call them Cali mags.
Right. God forbid you face off with 3 criminals.
Yeah, good luck.
You better have really good aim. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I'm just watching. I didn't say anything to the cop. I almost said something to him, but I'm like, this poor guy sitting here dressed as a cop from 1983 with a car from 1982. Like, it was embarrassing in this major city. And I saw so many cop cars like that around that area. It's like, here's this really like upscale, well-to-do area. And it's like, they just don't give a shit about these people.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. So anyways, so one guy says the pendulum is swinging. Malcolm White, San Francisco native who plans to vote yes on both, told the Wall Street Journal it's coming hardcore back to the center. San Francisco's in a struggle to redefine itself after the pandemic left it in economic tatters and exacerbated its longstanding problems with homelessness, drugs, and property crime. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm
Are they
not
blaming
just,
this on COVID?
Yeah, you don't get to blame this all on the pandemic. That's bullshit. That's not facing the reality of what's going on.
No.
In fact, every city in America faced COVID. None of them came out as poorly as San Francisco did.
Yeah, Minneapolis might have been a problem.
Where?
Isn't this a regular person though giving a comment? This isn't like a official, right?
No. His quote ended at it's coming hardcore back.
That's my point, though. But my point is that a regular person or is that an official talk?
That's a business owner.
Yeah,
in San
he's
Francisco.
just trying to say the political. He's just trying to say he's for it, but he doesn't want to get too into it.
But these people historically would have been like, yeah, man, it's cool, man. We're all peace and love, Grateful Dead, you know. Like that kind of thing. But whoever wrote this article is pointing out, oh, yeah, you know, it's San Francisco's in a struggle to recover since the pandemic. It's like, no. The whole fucking country was in a struggle after the pandemic. Some of you behaved like assholes and carried it way too far, but you blame the politicians, not COVID. A lot of people got out of that bullshit a long time.
That just rushed right through.
Yeah, crammed through. And a lot of cities got through this way earlier than San Francisco did. So I'd much rather, most of us moved on.
Yeah.
You know, I'd much rather blame the politicians than just COVID for ruining their city. Breed, the first black woman to lead San Francisco, said that residents from poor and black immigrant neighborhoods are pleading for more police. Boy, oh boy. Wonder which one of us were saying that fucking years ago as this was all developing, you know? That, the last thing people in poor neighborhoods need is less policing.
Right.
Do you think those people want to live with rampant crime and break-ins and calling the police and no one shows up? Do you think those people want that? They're stuck in a horrible position. They need the cops. Do you think it matters to me if the cops are patrolling my street every day?
No, they are.
Yeah. Well, even if they are, I'll see them drive by every once in a while, but I don't need them.
No.
You defund the police here, I'll be just fine. You know where they can't have defunded police?
San Francisco.
In San Francisco. Detroit.
Yeah.
You know, major cities like that where it's like, no, these people need a lot of help.
Yeah.
Poor people, I mean. I don't mean black people, because there's lots of poor fucking white people stumbling around San Francisco. More than black people, believe it or not. Drug recovery advocates are demanding change, as more than 800 people died of overdoses last year. They said San Francisco makes it too easy for people to access and to use drugs on the streets of the city, and we need to do something a lot more aggressive. Breed said rates of retail theft and auto smashes have declined recently, thanks in large part to strategic operations by city police. Oh, crazy. So when you let police do their job,
it works.
It works. Wow. That's insane. Who would have thought?
It's almost like we came up with this whole system of policing so that we could have people who enforce the laws, so that people wouldn't break the laws, or they at least watch where they break the laws.
Deterrent.
It's a deterrent.
Yeah. So when you let police, holy shit, things get way better. We don't have all these break-ins and all these car thefts and, wow. I'm shocked by that. How come these morons couldn't see this coming, but yet we could? We could be 2,000 miles away.
They don't care.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, they don't care. They just want to do what will look good in the press. They or make themselves feel good and pretend.
I think it's make themselves feel good.
But I think they know. I don't think they care.
Yeah.
We got a super chat, by the way, by my dad. It just says, "Look, Mom, a pirate," which is another reference. So I didn't only call a Muslim person a ninja once. I called somebody with an eye patch a pirate.
Oh, okay.
I was very vocal as a kid.
How old were you, though? Were you 20 or were you 4 or 5? Yeah.
When I was a kid, I just said what was on my mind.
Yeah.
That's like most kids. But also, if I were to see this person with a freaking eye patch today,
pirate.
Like if Mike came in with an eye, if I was gone for the weekend and Mike, got hurt and his one eye was out and he's wearing a patch when I came here,
you'd call me a pirate.
I'd be like,
pirate Mike.
Matey.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that one.
I think that's fair. I've told the story before of going to Greenfield Village with a family friend. I used to stay with him all the time, and his parents were cooler than mine as far as like letting us play video games, get away with rampant, and get away with shit. But they would go to stuff, and we would go to Greenfield Village quite a bit. And the only thing I cared about at a young age was the ice cream. They had that awesome ice cream, and you could get vanilla chocolate mix or chocolate or vanilla. And there was a big fat black woman and her stupid family in front of us, and Nene, Renee, was like 3, and she was like, ordered a chocolate ice cream and said something like, it looks like them. And it was just like, everybody's like, hey,
not my kid.
It's like, it's a 3-year-old.
Whose kid is this? Somebody call security.
Black ice cream, black people. Brown ice cream, brown people. Like, they don't fucking know. I got
to throw my brother on the bus now just because we're on this little topic. My grandma's Sicilian and dark-skinned, right?
Yeah.
My brother thought she was black for all of like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, when he was in kindergarten.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he got a black friend in kindergarten. He goes, oh, yeah, my friend's black like my grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, see that the kids are they
just say what's on their mind.
It's why shows like
kids say the
darndest things are so successful and so funny because they do.
Yep.
When I was playing that game with my niece and nephew, and I was just like blowing in their faces, and they're running around crazy, and my sister's like, "What's going on out here?" And Matt was just like, "Mom, get in here, we're blowing Uncle Mike," and it was like, "No,
hold on."
She's like, "What?" And it was like, they were doing it to me, just. I gotta tell you a secret. Come here, I gotta tell you a secret. And they'd run and laugh. Get in here, we're blowing Uncle Mike.
Whoa!
They say hilarious things. They don't. What's that?
I said that's not exactly
what's happening. Let's see here. Breed said San Francisco needs to do more. If approved by voters, Prop F, people found to be abusing illegal drugs would be required to enroll in treatment if they want to receive cash assistance from the city. Opponents say coercion doesn't work, and homelessness may increase if the measure passes. Well,
the way what?
Yeah,
from what? Yeah.
The way you're doing it hasn't worked, sir. So I think it's time to take another look at how to combat this. Maybe look at some other cities.
I don't know. I'm still on the opposite. I say they just legalize all the drugs, let the people figure themselves out.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
A lot of them are they're gonna have some breeders. But those kids will also kind of do the same thing. They'll sort themselves out.
You believe in Darwinism?
I'm kind of like a classic. Just let them figure it out.
Yeah.
They'll
classic libertarian.
Yeah.
Just stay out of my way.
Let them have their heroin.
There's a lot of people that think that, and there's a good argument, especially in the world we're living in today with fentanyl and everything. Fentanyl's in Adderall pills, and it's in fucking Coke. And,
I think fentanyl should be the best deterrent for drugs right now.
Yeah, well, or
I was literally just having that conversation with Mike.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of people, but people that don't understand the pull for drug addiction. Yeah. Like you've never been addicted.
No, not addicted, but it has stopped me from like casually maybe considering some of these drugs.
And that's super smart. And people that aren't addicted will understand understand that. That makes total sense. Like, why would you even take the chance? If there's a 1 in 100 chance it's going to be fentanyl.
But if you're a dad, I get that.
But if you're addicted, it's a different, like, the idea that I could die from this is a reality, but nobody that's truly addicted gives a shit. No. And I remember having those feelings like, this could end in horrible disaster at any point. It's like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not thinking clearly in those situations. It is what it is. But there's an argument to be made that if you regulated stuff, if you had the Food and Drug Administration and you were able to put pure
exactly, it was
stuff
like your cocaine
is
100% checked. It's been through a whole
it's gone through the process.
It's like weed today.
Packaged. You know, there's shitloads of money that can be made from that.
Yep.
Some people would absolutely die.
Yeah.
Some people would overdo it. Some people would decide to drive high as
medicinal
balls
cocaine.
on whatever.
They're already doing it though.
Yeah.
But if you're into cocaine,
absolutely.
I was gonna say the people I know who do drugs don't care where they're at.
No.
We used to have a guy. I worked at a trucking company for a while. We had a guy who did crack, and he actively drove the trucks on crack.
Yeah.
And we called him Crackhead Terry. That was all we referred to him as.
Yeah. And he'll probably get away with it. Almost.
And one day he's going to have
times.
a problem, and what am I going to do with my company?
Yeah. A crackdown on drugs is reminiscent of the failed war on drugs that disproportionately harmed black families, said Chris Ballard, co-executive director of Coleman Advocates. There are more ethical ways to address the issue aside from punitive measures, and that's the proper way to take care of a community, to show true support. Yeah, Chris, because your ideas have been absolute home runs. You guys have been killing it.
But aren't you kind of? You're just saying, hey, if you're doing this, then go to support, and then you'll still get your money too, by the way. Like, you are kind of, they're saying go to a fucking rehab clinic or something, and then you'll start getting your checks again.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're saying just like, you can't be on drugs, period.
Well, they know their policies are so unpopular and so failed.
Yeah.
They're trying to shift gears a little bit. It's like New York saying, we want to lose our sanctuary city status.
But I'm saying, like, this guy says, like, oh, this is, what was the quote he said there?
Like the war on drugs, more ethical ways to address the issue.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying this is ethical to me. It's like it's saying, like, hey, go get yourself treatment, and we'll still give you these checks. Like,
I think that the people you still have in charge of that, though, that would be making those decisions, are very hardcore in their thinking.
Okay.
I don't think that they would actually pursue this. Where it's like, if you've got some junkie standing in front of you looking for $700 or $800,
you're just gonna be like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know that you're gonna be strong enough to have the people in place. What, they're all just gonna change their thinking overnight?
Yeah,
because there's some policy from City Hall.
No, but see, but my point was that he's saying this is not ethical, and I'm saying, dude, they're saying as long as you do some level of treatment, which is good for you, like, then we'll still give you your money.
The problem is they don't want to do treatment.
How much could it be better? What would be more ethical? Like, what is the difference?
Yeah.
What is his solution then if it's not this?
Yeah. I don't know what his is.
That's kind of what I was saying. Like, if you're not saying if this isn't good enough, then what is your solution?
Yeah, they don't usually have one. And this, I think, sums up where we all fall on this. Someone else had said, Trent Rohr, executive director of San Francisco Human Services Agency, to give someone who's addicted to fentanyl $700 a month, I don't think that helps improve their lives. And in fact, I think it does the opposite.
Yeah,
which is true. And if you know anything about drug-seeking behavior or how these people behave, they are counting down the hours until they can get that next $700.
Yeah.
Because what that means is that for the next 2 weeks or a week and a half, you have unfettered access to all the drugs you want.
Yep.
That money does not go to your health care. It does not go to buying healthy meals. No, that money 100% of the time goes to cigarettes, alcohol, and more drugs. And then we'll deal with it. And this is something that drug addicts, and I know this feeling very well, we'll deal with that problem in a week and a half when that money runs out.
Yeah.
And that's where it turns like, okay, I don't know what I'm sucking dick to make $50 to go, I'll do whatever I have to do. And then in 3 weeks, and then in 2.5 weeks, and then in 2 weeks, I get my next $700 and I can go blow it all on crack, fentanyl, whatever.
Thought about this, like, you have a guy turning to sucking dick for crack. Like, that's always kind of a joke, right? Oh, sucking dick for crack.
No, they do.
No, I get it. But, like, the person receiving the dick sucking, how good of a blowjob are you getting?
I don't think it's great.
Depends how much teeth they have left from the crack.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
It's like, it's always like seen it from perspective of the dude sucking the dick for crack. But imagine the person going to the crackhead
Yeah.
for the dick sucking.
I don't think
Like,
he goes to the crackhead. I think the crackhead goes to him, and he's like, fuck it, I've been on a drive spell.
Yeah.
Here's $10. Let's see what you
Well,
got.
isn't it kind of capitalism at its
Yeah,
finest?
exactly.
Two guys need something.
Prostitution's the oldest profession on the books.
It is.
But is the guy that's looking for the dick like willing to pay the drug addict the dick sucking? What is his life deal? So
he's probably also on crack.
So he has just enough money to kind of pay the other drug dealer, the other druggie.
He already
give
bought
him a
his
dick
crack
suck.
for the
Wait,
day.
are you talking about the guy with the drugs that's selling them and is like, well, you don't have $50, so I guess you could suck my
Well,
dick.
I'm assuming
Just anyone given the money for the
I'm
dick
assuming
sucking.
it's like a
Yeah,
guy
anybody, okay.
paying for a blowjob. Like, I'll whatever. I guess a dude's gonna suck my dick. I'll give
Yeah.
him,
There's some people, though, who
something.
just don't care. They're like, you know what?
Yeah,
Mouse to
hole's
mouth.
a hole,
Yep.
mouse to
Every
mouth.
hole's a goal.
Yeah.
Even from
Yeah,
me,
a warm
like,
hole is better than nothing.
I just can't. Man, I can't fathom that.
But
Like,
how many
I
times
could-
have you sucked dick for a few dollars? Very
never
rarely,
have,
I bet.
I guess. But
I refuse to answer this question.
Right.
You don't count.
I
If
know.
it's like whether there's money or no money.
How many times have you eaten pussy for money? That's different.
that
one's
would
zero.
be a good comparison.
Yeah.
If it was like, God damn it, I can't pay the rent. Marina's gonna kill me. We're gonna get evicted.
Yep.
You got to eat box for $100 to cover it. It's like,
It smells
You
like
know.
pennies.
But I just feel like
yeah,
you
that
could-
does sound awful even to me. I got to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
if you're
Andy.
if you're
Yeah.
willing to pay for it, though, like you could find a prostitute at least, like a regular, like you know what I mean.
But-
if it really was just some dude,
Well, it's not even just some dude. A lot of times they're the females who will do it, and it's like
Okay.
female crackheads. And you're talking about
Yeah,
maybe a
yeah.
$200 prostitute charge versus a $5 crack whore.
okay.
Yeah, if that's a great point.
Yeah,
That a
that's
lot
a
of
good-
times it's a female crackhead that's
Yeah.
willing to, and the dealer's willing to get blown by
Yep.
any female.
Okay.
But yeah, the
You're right.
you were talking about the famous Bob Saget, line in that TV show or movie he was in, where he's like, I suck dick for crack.
Yeah.
Like that joke has gone on
Yeah.
for eons.
Maybe it's not
And
that
if that's-
prevalent, really. Like a dude sucking
Well,
another dude for crack money. Maybe that's not as
could be.
prevalent.
It could be, and there's probably people that have just given up, and a hole's a hole.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
They don't look at it like society does. Where it's like, ooh, that's not something I would ever do. That's
And I
lower
would say
than
quality of it.
Yeah.
The quality could not be the best.
It's probably not.
Yeah.
but I was
Yeah.
going to say my favorite quote, like my motivational quote when I get up in the morning and having a bad day, I don't want to go to work. I just tell myself, like, you know what? You think a crackhead sits around when he has no crack or no money? No, he gets up and he makes
Yeah.
that shit happen.
He makes a move.
He makes some
does.
fucking moves. He does
Do
what he
they?
has to do to get
Yeah.
more crack.
Do they mostly though?
Get more crack,
To
yes.
get more crack. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that would motivate.
So if
somebody.
he can do it, I can do it.
And if they're just collecting cans all day,
Yep.
and you realize, shit, that only made $12.
Right.
That's $12
You-
crack.
It's $12 a crack, yes. But if that same guy found out in less than 3 minutes, I could just blow this guy and get
Yeah.
$50 worth of crack. To some people, that
Yeah.
would be worth it. But to answer your question, I don't know how prevalent that is. If that's a reality, that
Like maybe, like I said, maybe
come
that's just
on,
a
baby,
joke in the
we've
end.
seen that in movie. Come on, man, I'll suck your dick.
Right.
Yeah, Chappelle has
You got
done
your
that.
Ashy Larrys.
Yeah, the Ashy Larrys of the world would suck
Well,
dick.
there's regularly jokes. You're right about the idea of a guy sucking dick for crack. Like,
Yeah.
oh, sucking dick.
Well,
like,
and that's just a play on how desperate would you have to be? Something that you wouldn't normally be
Yeah,
in favor of.
yeah.
It's like if you're a gay guy, maybe that wouldn't be as awful to suck
Right.
dick for crack as it would be if it like that's something you're
easier for me.
appalled by.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but I'm still going through it, and I'm just gonna fucking gum my way through this thing to get crack. Like
Hold my teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely assume when you hear the idea of sucking dick for crack that he's not a gay guy.
Yeah,
Like,
not
he's a
into it.
straight dude who's just like fuck or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like
dude.
your favorite T-shirt. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
A data check with the Department of Public Health revealed that almost 1/3 of recipients have been diagnosed with a substance use disorder. I think more so than that is mental health. What you see, what I personally see when you walk around
Yeah.
all over, whether it's San Francisco proper or even the Silicon Valley areas where you see, some of this stuff is supreme mental illness.
Oh yeah, I was going to say
supreme. It's
drugs
not,
are cheaper than therapy, and they feel a lot better.
yeah, and that's when you see guys barefoot walking around the streets, absolutely sun drenched, their lips are peeling and they're
Yeah.
screaming at
They're
the
doing
heavens.
the fentanyl lean.
Yeah, doing the fentanyl lean, passed on a bench. Like these people are schizophrenic as fuck.
Yeah.
They're these are not people that just have a drug addiction and things have gone south.
Right.
These have serious mental illness issues going on, that they're dealing with, whether it's bipolar or schizophrenia. You see it everywhere. You see them all over the streets. And what you do about that, I don't know. I don't know what you do. If substance abuse is found, the specialist and applicant would agree on treatment options that include residential care, 12-step program, counseling, replacement medication. There is no requirement the person be sober, only that they make a good faith effort to attend their program with the hope that one day the light bulb will go off.
So here, this is my business mind, right? I'm moving to California. I'm opening up a treatment program.
Sure.
It's just going to be an empty warehouse.
Lots of people have.
That's all it is. It's just an empty warehouse.
Yeah.
You just show up. I sign a piece of paper for you.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to get a medical license or something, so maybe there's a long-term plan. But
yeah, it's
come on in, give me $20. Here's your now. Go get your welfare.
Yeah. There's probably so many people that have done that too. That have just, I don't even know if you need a medical license.
I think you can
open
just
up,
like
some
a
sort
pharmaceutical
of treatment
license or something.
Well, that would be medical in nature if you could prescribe stuff. But if they're just looking for a safe space to do drugs, I mean, they're littered all over the streets. It's a real problem. It's a real problem. But it's nice to see, at least for the first time, like these uber progressive values, progressive, like, hey, we're going to try it this way. We're going to vote in all these fucking clowns and give them a chance to fix this. Right. And to see that it's 10 billion times worse, and now they're having to pull back, that's encouraging, at least. To see it happening in New York, to see it happening in San Francisco, and hopefully...
They're kind of realizing there's some errors in their ways.
Yeah. And San Francisco's a real problem because California is warm year round. And so it does mean, like, the long-time joke is like, well, why would you be homeless in Detroit or Boston when you could go
hoofing it south?
Yeah, just make your way west. Just go west, get to California, and then on top of that, they open the doors and like encourage it.
Yeah.
And they're cool with stealing, so you can get out of the things you need just for free.
Yeah. And believe it or not, there is a limit. Austin, Texas turned this around. They had like 5,000 homeless people, and the mayor there talked about being on the brink. Yep. Like, we are just a little bit of more homeless people to the point where this is not fixable. We can't turn this around. And they pulled some drastic measures and have cleaned up a lot of that and have turned that around and fixed that. I don't know how you do that in California when it's like you're dealing with so much of the country's mental illness and homeless. That's a real problem too. And when you're talking about hundreds of thousands, I don't know how you fix that. No. I don't know how you do that. And LA thought they figured it out with Skid Row. It's just like box them into this fucking row of people, and it's just it's literally hell on earth. Yeah. It's hell on earth for blocks. And but it's so much worse now. I don't know. We'll see.
Got a funny comment here from Will that says Garrett looks like the TV movie version of David Koresh.
Yeah,
which I thought was pretty funny, only because he doesn't know my final game plan is probably to hoard a bunch of weapons and live on a mountain somewhere in Texas.
All right.
That's kind of like the dream life to me. I don't want to get raided or anything. I'm not trying to start a cult, but
don't start the cult yet.
Not yet.
Plus, the cult, the way the cult works is, and I have been, as far as the cult leader of this group, which I've been referred to for decades, and I appreciate it. True cult leaders, at some point, like, everybody's all in, we're building the town together, we're pulling for each other, we're helping each other out. That's all fine and great. But the boss level, the final boss level for the cult leader is he gets to bang all your women.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's always the end game.
That's always the end game. And I think people should be really proud of me that I have not done that. I have not asked one of you out there to bang.
I was going to say, we don't have any women on this show very often.
No, but as far as there's a lot of women listening, and if it's like, if Dan and Amanda vote, for instance, if I was like, Dan, I'm sorry, I'm the cult leader, you recognize that, everybody knows it, I'm going to start banging Amanda, I'll let you know if you can tap it again. He would have to take a knee to that and
give me like 10 years with her, maybe I'll give it back to the new one going.
And then I have a different broad each night. Maybe I take Ron's wife for a weekend, and but that's the boss, the final
Isn't it
boss.
Funny
level.
how that always is it.
Yeah, always.
What a shock, right?
Proving they're all full of shit. It's all about pussy in the end.
Sometimes, yes, he
pussy
wants
power
to
money. That's all they
have,
are.
he wants to not have to work, or he wants to be but it's really mostly just about
pussy.
How many girls can I fuck?
Yeah. And so for Garrett, though, as a gay guy, you'd have to have like a mountain of dudes in there.
I wouldn't.
But then nobody would be. They'd all be like, yeah, cool, bang my dude.
Bunch of gay guys in the room. They'd probably want it. it.
Yeah, they'd probably dig it. Guys, and that's not a knock on gays.
No.
That's a knock on men.
Guys are just like that.
Men are like that.
I
It's
was
like,
saying, this isn't even like gay or
whatever.
straight. Like, you probably get a couple straight guys, and they're like, yeah, well, you know what?
Yeah,
Hole's a hole.
Hole's a hole. Yeah,
Right.
warm hole. I'll take it. Guys are like that. It's like
Yeah.
you meet a girl. It's like, how long is this broad gonna behave like this before I can tap it? If they let you through the door night one,
Yeah.
You're out.
you take it up on it. It's only them being the gatekeeper.
Oh, yeah.
So if you take the gatekeepers away and you just have men, yeah, there's
Oh, yeah.
nothing to say. I mean, I think if a gay dude makes you wait till date
I don't know
two,
if there are any guys who want to get together and jack off.
Jerry, relax. But
starting my cult.
if a gay guy makes another gay guy work till night two, date two, like that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive, honestly.
I used to try and make people wait. It didn't go very well for me.
You never got the second date?
No, sometimes it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that.
That's all right.
It's
I'm
just
not.
it's men. It's not a gay thing. It's
It
just
is.
a male
It's a
thing.
male
That's
thing.
It is a male thing. for
yeah.
sure.
You're still a big fan of Curb?
Yeah, I haven't watched any of the new season yet, but I'm obviously bummed about the information I'm sure that you're about to talk about.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I never got into it, no. I didn't
No.
watch too many sitcoms growing up.
Yeah, I can understand that. Seinfeld, it's good. It's good in the early days. Here's what I've noticed, Ian. I'm interested to get your take on this. So the new season's out, and there's like 4, maybe 5 episodes that
Yeah.
have dropped. And I watched them. I think it was a week or two ago. I spent one Saturday afternoon or something. I just kind of banged through them all in a couple hours. And I think the acting has gotten pretty bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if the actors are getting older.
That's
and
what I
it's
was gonna
just
say, I
not
think it
holding
is.
up. Like,
Yeah.
like there used to be a real, like Susie, I don't think is a very good actor. I don't think Jeff comes off great as an
Gotcha,
actor.
yeah.
Like, and I think for his part, Richard Lewis is horrible on that show. He's been horrible for years.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to think if I never was a huge Richard Lewis fan on the
No.
show personally.
I remember him in the 80s doing some
Okay.
of those like comic relief shit. And he was kind of one of the staples, Whoopi Goldberg.
Gotcha.
And,
Yeah, I didn't even
like-
know who he was until Curb, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
yeah,
Like,
that doesn't surprise me. He was kind of off the radar for decades.
Yeah.
But he was a decent comic. Never my style.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was kind of that quintessential 80s comic, and manic on stage. And then he showed back up in Curb.
Okay.
And I thought in those early years he was fine. Now, in defense, I think he got diagnosed with Parkinson's a year ago.
yeah.
So it might be a little bit harder to act.
Yeah. And I don't know why people keep doing it when you don't need the money, but whatever. Maybe that helps
It's for the craft. They're
Sure.
thespians.
Yeah, I just never thought he was that good. I thought it was always out of place, the scenes. That's me
Yeah,
personally.
yeah. He didn't. I guess I have to. You know what? I'd have to like really watch again and see how I felt about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I just know I like Curb, and
Yeah.
he's not like he's in every episode. So
No,
so
no.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I just have to. I'd have to really watch it again to give an honest. Like, yeah, you're right. He's kind of not that great.
I don't think he's that great.
He's always
but-
kind of a jerk. Obviously,
Who,
for sure.
Richard,
Yeah,
or-
Richard Lewis. Like
Yeah.
I usually think. I mean, Larry. Everybody's always kind of, of course, Larry. You know how everyone
Yeah.
that knows how the show knows how it goes. But I think even more than anybody, Richard Lewis's like beefs with Larry are always even worse to me for whatever reason. Like I always
Yeah.
find them the most ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Well, they had a an issue this season. I don't know, it was episode 3, 4, 2, whatever it
Yeah.
was this year. But they're golfing together, and Richard says, "I'm leaving everything to you in my will, or I'm leaving, part of my whatever in the will." And Larry's like, Don't do that. I don't
Right.
need that. I don't want that."
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're my best friend, and I'm going to show it to you when I die. You're going to get everything, and Larry ends up
is
coming
good.
around to,
Oh, God.
like,
Yeah.
hey, you're just trying to get me to reciprocate. Well, fuck you. I'm going to live way longer than you anyways.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anything to do with Richard's money or
That's
anything
funny.
like that. Yeah. And it's kind of poetic in nature because
Yeah.
Richard Lewis passed away this week.
I bet he knew it was coming. To be honest, if he had Parkinson's and
Well,
shit like that, I wonder if he knew.
but he had a heart attack. It wasn't
Okay.
like he so I think it was kind of sudden.
Okay. You know what's funny about that? The one thing about that show I was thinking, and I'm glad they do it. I'm glad they don't do it like this. But in reality, so much of the bickering just comes from dumb little,
Yeah.
a tip on him and fucking Larry or Jason Alexander. You
Yeah.
know, when like
I thought that
tip.
was a great story.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
But it's like the reality is like he is an absolute billionaire. And,
Yeah.
and like he he never needs to worry about the idea of paying for a lunch or something.
Yeah,
But if they did that, it would take away everything away from it. So much of the conflict. But
yeah. No, I know. Anytime they get into some scuffle over money and it's nominal, I'm like, what? Why is this believable to anybody? You sold the Seinfeld catalog for $500 million.
Well, I
or
think
whatever.
it's always what they say about old people too, though. When you think about it, so you get to this state that even though you have money, you have so much money that obviously he doesn't have to do anything ever.
Right.
So the bickerments, even though the arguments, even though it seems like over $100, it's all they have. It's this drama. Because it's like old people. When you get to a certain level, these old people fight over everything.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to work anymore.
Sure.
They're just like in a senior citizen home or whatever. So they're going to fucking fight about someone splashing in the pool.
But these guys are living in L.A.
No,
in the nicest parts of L.A. They're going to fancy restaurants morning, noon, and night.
Oh,
and then they're hanging out at the golf club.
Oh, I know.
But how do you make drama out of that when it's like everybody you're dealing with is a 100 millionaire?
Exactly.
Like it's hard to...
I would say it's good. I would say it shows how funny he is that he was able to do it for that long and have it be that good.
Yeah.
The fact that he was able to make you still watch billionaires and kind of be like, oh, no, this is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works. Larry, I thought, had a nice tribute to his buddy. I don't know if he posted it on X or whatever, but he said, Richard and I were born 3 days apart in the same hospital, and for most of my life, he's been like a brother to me. He had that rare combination of being the funniest person and also the sweetest. But today, he made me sob, and for that, I'll never forgive him.
That's funny, man.
That's a great...
That's very Larry David, I would say.
Very Larry David.
Yeah.
So they put out a post. Comedian actor Richard Lewis passed away peacefully at his home in L.A. last night.
From a heart attack?
Yeah, after suffering a heart attack, his wife Joyce Lipinski thanks everyone for all the love and friendship and support and asks for privacy. So he announced last year, almost a year ago to the day, that he was giving up stand-up comedy because of Parkinson's.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was still doing it.
Yeah. I haven't seen...
That's kind of do stand-up when your mic's all over the place.
Yeah, a little bit difficult.
Can't get your volumes right.
And, I feel the same way as you, Ease. It's like, I don't remember Richard Lewis being on a stage with a microphone since literally 1985.
Maybe he was still doing just
he could have been
Vegas little things where he's off the
kicking
strip
around
or something.
L.A. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Who knows? Bummer, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. It's sad for some people.
Sure.
Love the show. You didn't necessarily love him on there. I'd have to see. Like I said, I'd have to go back and really evaluate his role. On the show.
it'll be interesting to see whether or not
it is finally done too. This is the final season.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't going to announce that. He was just going to go away. And
well, maybe he'll come back, but they say this is it.
Yeah.
From what I thought this was it. Final season for sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But it's. What was I going to say? Well, anyways, I guess it doesn't.
You know what's
matter.
crazy?
But, no. You know what? It'll be interesting to see if there are other scenes with Richard Lewis that are in the can that were filmed for this season.
Yeah,
that'll be coming up. That'll be a nice Easter egg for people.
The acting situation is honestly like how the show's done. It's what made it great, but the fact that it's really very. It's mostly unscripted. I wonder if after a while that's just tough. You know what I mean? Like tougher. Maybe at this point it'd be better if there was more of a strict script that Larry just wrote out.
It definitely played to their strengths when they were younger.
Yeah,
and you'd see Jeff get really animated and yelling, and Susie had a different role. Like it's. I don't know. It's weird. The HBO now has a podcast that accompanies
it. You told me that. Yeah.
And I do not find Susie or Jeff very likable at all.
Yeah.
I think they come off as fucking, the elitists that they are.
Yeah, they've been in the industry a little too long.
Yeah.
Can't really relate to the people.
Is he really Jeff's or his manager?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No,
I didn't. Oh, no, because he's an actor in other shows. Never mind.
Yeah.
Duh. Sorry.
No, that's good, though, that you even question it. Like, it is a believable part for him. It really works. But I think Jeff was like a big consultant. Jeff Garland, is that his name?
Something
Jeff
like
Green
that.
On the show.
Yeah.
I think he was a consultant. I think he talks about this. Like, he did a lot of stuff for, like, Jon Stewart's tour and a lot of other people, and that's how him and Larry were connected, and Larry wrote that part specifically for him.
Yeah.
I
What
believe.
made me remember that he definitely was an actor is fucking because he had that Goldberg show or whatever on ABC.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, duh. Like he's not
Yeah.
like his manager.
That's
maybe
right.
he
I
could
forgot
make-
about the Goldbergs.
maybe
That's an
he could-
ABC show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, literally, as I was asking the question, I was like, oh, fuck. No, he's definitely an actor.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. I don't know that it's a bummer. I mean,
it is a bummer, I guess, in the sense that, like,
it happens.
sad that people die, I guess.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, once you get up in that older age, though, it starts to feel a little less sad.
Yeah,
your time's
I'm at
kinda
that
coming.
age now where if I died, it might be
Yeah.
sad for a couple people.
Be sad
maybe
for the
a few
show.
listeners. For the show, it would be tough. But for the most part, you'd be like,
That's
I don't think the Biggie and the Woke Bay
you
show
die
would
at
work.
30. It's like, oh my God, he's gone too soon. You know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But
I used to wonder where the line was of, like, what was soon. Because I think there's a middle ground. There's, like, he died too soon, and there's, he
Yeah.
had a good life. But
Yeah.
there's that ground
if
of,
you're
like,
gonna go to, if you're going to soon,
Yeah.
honestly, I think you're way better off going the Nirvana route, the Janis Joplin route.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, die at 27.
So I got 1 year left on me.
Where all we know about you is you and your absolute fucking
true.
prime of creativity, the best you're ever going to
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
It's like Kurt Cobain is forever. You'll never know what Kurt Cobain looks
Yep.
like.
he
as
might have been.
ages.
He might have fucking 10 years after. He might have gone 20 years later and fucking been shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or
Oh,
something. or
yeah.
like super fat. You know, and all.
John
or whatever.
Lennon, you could say the same thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
his writing skills diminished and he's fucking just writing bullshit.
Like,
and
what
you
if
end up hating him.
What if Nirvana's like around now, but everyone's like, oh fuck, man, they were
Yeah.
good like in the
Yeah.
90s, but Jesus.
Yeah.
See,
this
that's one of
is
those
horrific.
things where it's like sometimes things need to just come to an end. I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe don't shoot yourself, but you can break a band
Well,
up, start a different band. That way we like
Yeah.
the first one.
Shoot yourself.
Well, well, people that you're not being honest. If it's like, oh no, because the idea is that had Nirvana continued, they'd still be amazing because they're Nirvana. All you know about them is these 3-4 albums,
Yeah.
and it's awesome. It's a great catalog, and it's like, yeah, and so it's like, oh, we were deprived of all this great Nirvana, but you have no
Right.
idea. So many. Majority of bands, as they get older,
Yeah.
you just stop caring about what they're writing about. It's like, no, we all know you're billionaires now. You're not, the struggle isn't real with
Yeah.
Bruce
You're not making the same
Springsteen
music.
or even with someone like Paul McCartney's arguably the greatest player and songwriter ever. He's that good. And it's like McCartney drops a new album and it's just,
Yeah.
there's going to be the Drew Lanes of the world. They're going to eat that up and love it, and they're going to and give it the respect it's due. But the vast majority are not lining up at stores because it's Let It Be.
Having said it, I know you know this because I know you've seen him too, right? You've seen him.
Who?
McCartney play, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I will say this. I remember, when all those times I took my dad to like over the years on this kind of classic rock. We saw the Stones, we saw Seeger.
Did you see
so-
the Eagles? Or
We didn't see the Eagles.
Okay.
But and out of the ones we saw, I mean, Seeger was awesome to be fair.
Seeger was pretty good when I
But
saw him.
fucking McCartney was amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yep.
amazing.
Amazing.
And I couldn't believe how many songs I knew that even I didn't like the stuff
Yeah.
from the Cars, I guess, or whatever. Is that the Cars was his band? Whatever his other what was his other band?
Who? McCartney?
Yeah. Or Wings. Sorry.
Wings. Yeah. I was like the Cars.
No, sorry.
Rick Ocasek.
Wings or whatever.
Yeah.
But stuff I didn't even know.
Oh,
he
yeah.
sang
Band on the
and
Run and
yeah,
Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fucking
Everybody knows those songs. You go to a Paul McCartney show, you know literally every fucking song he plays.
They're popular.
Like,
And
they're
you're right about-
all huge.
You're right about the new music, but I'm just when you bring that up, I'm just like performance wise.
Oh,
When I saw him, I was
Best
like,
show
holy
I've ever
shit.
seen.
Yeah.
Best show I've ever seen.
I was gonna say I have a super unpopular opinion because we were talking about Nirvana.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. I think they're overrated.
Nirvana?
Horribly
Dude,
overrated.
I'll be totally honest with you. I was not a huge fan of
Yeah,
Nirvana.
I think the only good thing come out of him was Dave Grohl.
Well, yeah, Dave Grohl. I think I have more
And I don't even
respect
like
for
the
him
Foo
now
Fighters.
than when
Yeah, I
they
was
were
gonna
here.
say.
Foo Fighters are great. I like
They're
Foo
all right.
Fighters, but I understand
I like
why
a couple
people.
Foo Fighters songs, but I've never gotten super into them.
They're a fun live band. They're
Yeah.
very, very talented, very good. But I understand why people be like, ugh.
it's just overrated. I'm sorry.
Nirvana. I was way more of an Alice in Chains guy. and
Exactly.
Pearl Jam
That's what
guy.
I was gonna say. Alice in Chains was my
Chains is that's the fucking holy grail of the Seattle
I agree.
sound. Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, the Unplugged album is fucking 5 stars start to
solid,
finish.
yeah.
Literally every track on that is brilliant. But when you get into In Utero and, even Nevermind and, whatever they came out with, I was just like, I always got it, always listened to it, always thought it was all right.
Yeah.
But I was way bigger Alice in Chains guy and Pearl Jam
So
guy.
that's the thing, is the death early? Is that why they're just put on this pedestal?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it helps for sure. For all
Lane
involved.
Stanley died way early, and
Yeah.
I still think Alice in Chains is super underrated compared to Nirvana.
100%.
You don't see Alice in Chains
100%.
shirts at Hot Topic anymore.
No.
No, you see the Nirvana shirts all over the
Nirvana,
place.
dude. Everybody,
they're a clothing
every
brand now.
Every kid I see has a Nirvana shirt,
like a
whether the
clothing brand
smiley
now. Yep.
face or the
Right.
The Nevermind logo.
Yeah. Oh my God. Everywhere.
Go ask them what their favorite Nirvana song is. It's
Oh,
really
none
funny.
of them will
I know it's
know.
gatekeeping, kind of shitty, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I bet. If they even spit out "Smells Like Teen Spirit,"
Yeah, I'll be like, "Oh, shit."
okay. At least you know the worst song ever. By the
Yeah.
way, in my opinion, it's going to land
I agree.
in the top of every chart ever
Yep.
because of how revolutionary it was. I thought that song was so
It was
fucking
loud in two
overplayed.
chords.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just simple bar chords, which, whatever. Some of the greatest songs ever written are simple, and that's no problem. The song was.
If you want to talk about some good grunge, Sponge.
Sponge is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very underrated.
I've seen Vinny play. I've seen that whole band live. They're fucking amazing.
They're amazing. Yeah. They're amazing. And they never sold out for anything all these years later. And, we got to get Vin back in here. He's so fun. Even you admit, like Vinny is.
No, dude, I didn't know who Sponge was before this show, and I regularly myself listen to that stuff still.
Yeah.
And it's because I will admit it's also because you get that personal connection, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I
him
fucking know
in your
this.
tent.
I met
playing the
Vin. He was
guitar.
so nice.
I will, dude.
He's the best.
We don't have to do. I'm not going to do that, but I would tell you that is in my top 5 moments of my this whole podcast I've had with TDC.
Yeah.
Sitting in that tent that time and him playing fucking some of those songs.
Yeah.
I still watch it because I have some of the video on my phone. I'll find myself watching it for
Really?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
fucking
very cool.
He was on
And-
Stern a week before that.
Yeah.
A week
Oh,
before
wow.
that, they were on Stern.
Yeah.
Fuck. That
Yeah.
was cool.
It's crazy.
No, I
It's
saw him
crazy.
for free out by the Post Bar in Novi on Main Street.
Oh, really?
They were just playing in the back of a truck.
Really?
Yep, and it was funny. It was next to a small little car show, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I was driving a 1984 Pontiac Fiero at the time, so I pulled into the
Nice.
car show, parked right up close.
Really?
I put
What,
my
did
hood
they
open.
think you were part of the
They
classic
thought I was part of the
car
classic
collection?
car collection. I'm in this rusted out 84 Fiero.
Fiero. How do you? I wouldn't even think there was one of those still on the road.
$600. We got it off some guy's lawn. Had to rebuild the whole transmission, and it still sucked. And I could not drive
Really?
that thing very well.
Can you rebuild a trans?
Barely.
Yeah.
It was
But a
mostly
little
my
bit?
grandpa, my dad did a lot of the work.
That
I
was
kinda
not a
stood
trans
around.
pun in there, by the way.
No, I get it. Like I tell them all
So
the time.
the we was a very small percentage on your end.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
would you
mostly
say
me just
10%?
being like, "Oh, sweet car, mine now."
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I had a girlfriend that had one of those.
Oh.
Probably an 84, 86 Fiero, but yeah. Crazy.
It's a fun little car. The only problem I always had was
Stick shift?
stick shift. Yeah, but
Nice.
first gear and third gear were so close together. Every time I went to go just start the car and go in first, I was
Throw
in
it back
third.
and forth. Oh,
And I was just grinding shit. I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
really?
Yep.
Well, at least someone in your generation that can drive a stick. I
Yeah.
have,
I assume-
respect
Oh, my
for.
brother
Wow.
drives a stick.
Jesus can.
No, my brother actively chooses to drive stick only.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
bought himself a 95 Corolla.
Okay.
He calls it the Koi Roller.
my
He fucking
my
rebuilds
brother,
it.
who's probably more well off than your brother,
Yeah.
he buys 2023 vehicles and
Yep.
has them made stick. Like he still
yeah.
is driving sticks.
No, some people are like
he's got
that.
the new Bronco. It's fucking awesome, the full size Bronco, and he had him put a stick in it, and it was just like hell yeah.
Hey, if it works for him, it works for him.
Fuck
It's the
yeah.
best theft deterrent these days.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good
For
point, yeah.
young people, yeah,
That is
they're
a good
getting
point.
that. And be
Nobody's
like,
stealing
what
stick
the-
shifts.
They don't know what the hell they're looking at.
Fuck
They're
is this thing?
Why are there
Holy
3
shit.
pedals?
Yeah, that's funny. This story disturbed me. Normally, I wouldn't do these types of stories, but and it goes to the Dax Shepard podcast, and I love Dax. Over the years, he's kind of a Hollywoody douche now, but Dax was great back in the day, local guy.
Yeah.
And he had Bradley Cooper on it. I'm a big fan of Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, I am too. I
You
think
know,
he's usually pretty good in anything he does.
Yeah, his roles in a lot of movies.
I mean, he's a little weird with that nose thing, that most recent one he did, the Maestro or whatever.
I don't know that I saw
familiar
that
with it.
one. Did he have a prosthetic
Yeah.
nose? But okay. I think the movies he's done with Jennifer Lawrence are fucking amazing. What's the one where he's kind of got a mental illness and so does she?
Silver Linings Playbook.
Silver Linings Playbook. It's one of my favorite movies ever. I
Yeah, that's good.
absolutely
Solid.
love that movie. and then obviously the wedding shit that he did.
The Hangovers?
The Hangovers, yeah. Sorry.
I think he's not.
Wedding Crashers?
No.
No, the Hangover movies are fucking great. So he grew up with a father who was always nude in their house, and so he's very relaxed he has a very relaxed approach to wearing clothes behind closed doors. So Dax said something like, "Yeah, my family was naked all the time," and Bradley was like, "Yeah, me too."
Oh, jeez.
By the way, I was like that, not with my mom, but with my dad. My dad was always nude, always took showers with him. Dax asked, "Are you quite comfortable nude?" And he's like, "Totally." He said he also revealed his 6-year-old daughter, Leah, regularly talks to him while he's on the shitter.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
That's weird.
I totally am cool with walking around the house naked, but like I just live, it's me and Marina. There's no kids in the house. There's nobody else. The doors are always locked, but there's no chance I'm doing it with like my family.
Yeah.
Like if I had kids running around, even if they're my kids or whatever reason we have kids, I'm not going to be naked around them.
Maybe I had like a growing up kind of, because we went to church when I was really little till I was probably 11 or something. Then my mom was like, "Yeah, this is bullshit. We're not doing this anymore."
Yeah.
But there was a lot baked into Christianity about shamefulness, bodies touching yourself, any of that. And it probably baked into my family identity when we were growing up about what's appropriate and what's not. Like, I can't think of anything more horrifying than seeing a family member on the shitter, for one.
Yeah.
That is fucking disgusting. Or seeing my dad walk around nude.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck that. Or my mom. I saw my grandma's titties once. Horrible. But here's the thing. My grandma lived in San Francisco. I saw her once every few years.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like seeing her titties resting on an iron board.
Yeah.
She's ironing
She's ironing her tits, just trying to get the wrinkles out.
Yeah, just trying to get the wrinkles out of them.
Right.
It was like, oh shit. I'll never forget the room where it was, opening the door and seeing it. Like, it was horrible. But it was like, yeah, this is someone you've only seen a handful of times in your life anyways. If it was my dad, I could say I saw my dad once nude.
Oh, really?
And it's still bleached into my mind.
I don't think I ever have.
My dad says, he said, we were sitting at Buddy's one day and we were talking about, I don't know how it came up, but he was like, "I saw my dad's dick once. And it horrified him. And he's like, "I can't imagine, blah, blah, blah." And it was at a Giants baseball game and then one of those urinals. And my dad was a little kid at dick fucking size.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst time to be a kid.
His old man whipped out probably an unclipped cock and taking a whiz. And my dad's right there as the stream shooting by him. And he's never forgotten it. My dad's 76.
Shrapnel.
Oh.
And it's funny because at least that's a very, in a sense, an innocent situation. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't him just walking around, like that. It was at a urinal.
never.
I've pissed with other guys in like a non-weird way where it's like, well, you've just been out in the woods with a couple people. Like, "Yeah, I'm going to be behind that tree." That's what you say. Or like,
do gay guys sneak a peek? Do they want to sneak a peek?
No.
No.
Usually they're respectful, but the good ones are respectful about it. There are going to be some who will try and sneak
There
some shit.
are some sketch
There's some
gays out
sketchy
there.
people. I don't hang around those motherfuckers, but
No, I would
even in
think,
the Navy, we
like,
had rules about looking at people's dicks.
Really?
Yeah, it was like you could glance, but you couldn't stare.
Okay.
It was respectful. It was like, look, I got it. Your eyes caught it. You saw what you got to see. Now don't keep staring, because if you keep staring, you get your ass kicked.
If being straight were the thing that was like gay, right? Like if gay was the normal way that majority of people behaved,
we'd be looking
and then
at dicks,
straight.
I feel like.
We're all butt babies.
Right. No, but if it was like I'm a straight guy, which is most people are going, ugh, gross.
Yes.
And I'm in bathroom with women and they have to take their tops off and they drain their titties or something.
Yeah.
I'd be sneaking a peek like crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm into.
I don't.
That's why I asked.
No, I've never snagged. Like, if I can be at urinals with people. I'm not looking at your dick. Trust me.
Okay.
I don't
All
want
right.
to see it.
Good to know.
You got your thing. If I wanted to see it, we'd be on like a date or something, or doing something to go get there.
Sure. So Bradley made the admission after Dax told him how his wife, Kristen Bell's daughters, Lincoln and Delta, so that's a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old, regularly file into the bathroom while he's taking a shit. So that's Dax saying that. "My bedroom is the bathtub, toilet, and bed are all in the same room. It's 24/7, dude. There are no doors. The stairs go up. It's all one floor." Dax then asked, "Do you find your daughter doesn't care at all?" Bradley said, "Yeah, no. We talk while I'm on the toilet and she's in the bathtub. That's sort of the go-to."
Yeah, I don't like that.
Fuck. That's just
And just for
creepy.
me, not even,
I'm sure there's
not even the
nothing going
creepiness
on,
of the
but-
naked. That's kind of weird. But to me, just the act of that with the smells and what's happening there.
Yeah.
Like, I could see for real. Like I could see.
To me, being on the toilet or in the shower is like when you're at your most vulnerable, and that's vulnerable, and that's when I want to be alone the most. Is because like even in the shower, it's like I'm just taking a normal shower, but when I got that curtain closed, I'm like I don't want anyone in the room with me because I don't know what you're going to try and pull.
Yeah, well, it is
No pun intended.
100%. I think maybe if I had a huge dong.
Oh yeah,
Then maybe it'd be different. It'd be like, yeah, whatever. Take a glance if you want.
Pull the fucking. What was it? What was the president? Remember, there's that one president that.
Oh, LBJ.
Yeah,
LBJ used to pull his cock out constantly.
He had to put in the shower head. He had 2 showers or something.
Yeah,
like 2 shower heads.
Yeah, he was crazy. He was nuts. He didn't get.
And it's not like I'm like anti-nudity at all. Like I'm like, oh, don't come in here. I'm showering. You know, if it happens, it happens. I've had to do public showers. I was in the Navy for shit. You know, it's like you're in a room full of guys showering. It's just one of those things where it's like this is my most vulnerable state. So it's like I don't want people running in and out or open door policy. I just want to do my business, get the fuck on.
Yeah, which is why you have the 5-minute shit shower and shave policy in the military. It's just like get in.
You do. You got about 10 minutes to just get everything done at once.
For me, it's like if clothing didn't exist, this would be a real problem because I am so disgusting head to toe on every level. Every inch of me is a fucking nightmare. When I see myself, it's like, oh my God, I would not want anyone to have to be witness to this.
Well, I was literally just talking about this yesterday, but just because it came up because the baby, or Kaylee's sitting there without a shirt. We were trying to put change shirts, and she didn't want to put her shirt on because they're dumb kids and whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's funny when you're a certain age, like even like boys, you'll see little boys at like 6 or 7, and they're fine with running around with a shirt off.
Oh yeah.
I fucking even when I was in like 20 or whatever you want, whatever my best was when I was the skinniest that I was and all that shit. It's just uncomfortable for me. It's not like a prude thing.
What, to have a shirt off?
To not have a shirt. Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't have a problem with that. I never.
Like it.
When I was younger, I never had a shirt on.
No, I still.
And it had nothing. It was just like I don't want to offend anybody now, or I'd never have a shirt on.
Well,
like especially in the summer.
Yeah.
Like I don't mean you'd walk in here and I'd be walking around without a shirt on. Not that. I mean, like in my pool, I go to the lake, the ocean. Fuck yeah, get
that for sure. But I'm talking about like if we were sitting here and it was like fucking summer. Let's say it's July. I'm not going to just walk around without a shirt off. It's just uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable to me. It has nothing to do with the body.
I'm going to do a weirder thing because here's my thing, right?
Oh boy,
I refuse to wear shorts. Just a thing. To me, they're broken pants. I got my own problems. I get it.
Okay.
I only wear like pants. It's just comfortable to me. It's how I live
you're
my
my
life.
My brother.
Yeah.
You'll never see him in shorts.
So when I walk around on hot days or something, if I'm not like at work or anything like that, I'll take my shirt off and leave jeans on. So I'll just be walking around in jeans and no shirt.
Yeah, Derek's like that.
That's how I cool
Damn
off.
it, son, Derek.
Really?
Yeah, he's jeans all the time. But he's the same guy that will walk around a locker room naked. He's German.
Yeah.
So he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And he'll come over here and throw on a bathing suit and jump in the pool.
Yeah.
But outside of that, in the summer, he's got Birkenstocks on or slides on and jeans.
Yeah.
And
that
he
sounds like me.
And no shirt. He doesn't give a fuck. But
like
it's not.
Also, my tattoos kind of go up towards my chest too, so I'm trying to show everything off.
Sure. And you're skinny.
Yeah.
You'll be skinny your whole life too. You're never gonna be a fat guy.
Hopefully.
No, you're rail thin, dude. You'll be just.
So was my dad at some point. He started to get a little wide.
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys want to
boy.
do a read?
Oh boy.
I'm overdoing it this week, but I enjoy having you guys do them.
All right.
You should go
starting?
first this time. I went
All right.
All right, Garrett's going first.
This part of the show is brought to you by Your Insurance Expert. Are you paying too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Nick Matthews from Our Insurance Expert is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplements, so you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews at 248-914-1173. That's 248-914-1173.
And by the way, you should have actually done this one because you actually got to eat it yesterday.
I'll tell you my review when we're done.
Yeah.
This part of the show is brought to you by the Back Court Restaurant in Clarkston. Located in the Deer Lake Athletic Club, the Back Court combines first-class service with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere and a chef-inspired menu. They have daily dinner specials throughout the week, live music on Friday nights, and on Friday and Saturdays, the best damn prime rib in town. So next time you're heading out for dinner or drinks, stop by the Back Court Restaurant in Clarkston. Call them at 248-625-8686 or visit deerathletic.club.com.
Nice.
And I will say, because I said their ad reads depend on my review of their food.
Yeah.
Fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's great.
Holy
isn't it?
shit, that was some great filet.
Forey brought over some fillets last night.
Yeah.
He would have had one for Isis, but Isis wasn't here.
It's all right.
So
Forey was so nice too. He just seems like the nicest guy.
Oh yeah. He was really happy to meet you, and
Yeah.
he always gives me input on the show and what he thinks, and
It's
he's
good.
always super positive. He's just a great guy.
He seems like that. It seems really cool.
Yeah, and I've met his daughter a bunch, Izzy, and she's fucking, you don't see many like 16, 17, 18-year-olds that are,
got a head on their shoulders.
that are, good head on their shoulders, like being around their dad.
Yeah.
You just don't see that, especially with girls. And she's fucking awesome. She comes over, she's super friendly, super nice, well-spoken, like just polite.
Gives you some hope in the world.
Oh, a little bit. It really does, man. I know that sounds stupid, but it really does. And so he's been a big fan of yours, of all you guys, and thank you, Forey, for bringing over food for us last night. And Marina got to try it.
Yep,
got a
she
little
loved it
filet
too.
action. Good. Did you use the potatoes I gave you?
Yes.
Okay. No.
No. We didn't use the potato. We used everything else. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, that's all right. No, I just gave you
Those
that.
are going to go in the cupboard.
yeah.
We're making them with something else.
They're great. They're easy. It's a nice little side
I love
dish,
them.
the mashed potatoes. All right, let's do some email and get out of here. I know it's a touch early, but
And actually, just catching up on some comments as we
Yeah.
go. Will said Garrett's right. So much better grunge than music than Nirvana. Lynn said, the Post bar, so many fond memories. The Novi Post, because we brought that up with Sponge.
Yeah, that's been a
Then
while.
she said the one in Detroit was better, and my dad said, you wish you're going to wish you looked like me when you're 50. And so to my dad, I just want to say, there you go. I know he's watching.
yeah, there you go.
It's a full head of hair, Dad.
Yeah, why does your dad not have a full head
doesn't
of
have
hair?
hair.
Yeah, it skips a generation usually, so you should be good.
Maybe. I don't know. My brother's getting a little his
Getting a
stuff's
little
starting to
thin.
fall out.
Yeah, my brother too. But I haven't lost any, I don't
No,
think.
I'm
Maybe
thinking.
a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, yours looks good. You got a full head of hair. You're good. Isis is never losing his hair.
No.
All right, we'll see. I don't know. So I asked someone this the other day.
plume?
I've been looking recently.
Oh
for
my
real.
God, when was the last time you showered that?
I mean, I shower.
It's been
every
a
day.
month,
I don't-
dude. Look at that.
I watched this a few days ago, I think.
Standing up on its own.
Is this just a?
Oh, maybe it is.
Is that going a little bit? Is there
Yeah.
a little receding?
Getting a widow's
going
peak
on
going?
there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like,
oh boy,
that's
that
what I thought
bald
when I
spot
was
in the
looking
back,
at it.
Jesus.
That's what I thought when I was looking at it.
Keep
so.
the hat on. You're gonna
Little
burn
gray in
through
that
those
greasy
headphones.
plume.
I'm all right.
Yeah, that is a greasy plume. You might want to wash that. But take care of your Harry. So email. Let's see. Bullies. So now you don't like Travis or his mom? Jeez, after all he's done for us. Okay.
Not those
This
bullies.
is not these bullies. Yeah, different bullies. Yeah, we love those bullies.
Yeah.
A mama bully and Trav,
Some bullying is
Jen.
necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. Not the asshole bullies that we were talking about a day or two ago. Blacks only play. Hey, Mike, just wondering, do they start that play 25 minutes after the scheduled time? Yeah, I
That's pretty
see
good.
what he did there. Yeah. But these are the kind of jokes that you're going to get. Honestly, when you try to do blacks
you're
only,
right.
people are going to go for the most stereotypical thing about that group, whether
we
it's
welcome
Asians,
it.
blacks, lesbians, whatever, and you're gonna get that. But it's kind of funny too. And not that far off. I think blacks would even admit that.
Yeah.
we're
Black
not-
person time. They have black people time. They,
Yeah,
they refer
yeah.
to themselves as that. Like,
Yeah. I love the people that want to defend that and say stuff like
Time blindness. Have you ever heard that one?
No, what's
Oh,
that?
there's
one?
people who claim they have a condition called time blindness where they don't realize what time it is at any given time. Just look at a clock.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Just
you
look at-
have
look at a
one
clock.
on your phone
Yeah.
at all times. And it changes for you. It updates.
Yeah.
It fucking
It'll
recognizes.
set some alarms, let you know when certain times hit.
Ugh, these people are unbelievable. You can't just go, yeah, this is a real problem. Showing up 15 minutes late to everything is not appropriate. It's unprofessional. It's disrespectful. All those things. Instead, it's like, how dare you? If
have a
black people
sickness.
want to show 15
I have
minutes
time
late,
blindness.
it's racist for you to point it out. It's like, is it? Or are you just sticking to
Just
your
a little
guns and
fucking
being
lazy.
stupid and being, So, or do they start on time and then just take a break a half hour into it when the audience walks in on speakerphone?
Oh boy.
I was about to say. Or it's not speakerphone. It's even worse. They're doing the FaceTiming, except they have the phone held up to their ear, and you can see the
God.
guy behind them just looking at the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm one of those shut my phone off when I'm in public.
Yeah.
I'll the best I'll do is answer the phone and be like, you know what? I'll be in my car or back
Yeah.
home in
I'll have
30
occasional,
minutes.
like
I'll
if
call
I'm
you
in a
then.
grocery store walking around, I'll be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you getting? Yeah,
I
I'll fix that up.
I like speakerphone.
Yeah.
Everyone I'm talking to, just assume you're on speakerphone. And so I'm not comfortable walking around the street unless there's absolutely no one on the street.
Yeah.
And I'm doing a lap with
Yeah,
the dog
yeah.
or something. But other than that, no. I do not want to be that obnoxious asshole in line having a conversation at
Yeah.
a venue.
No, I've never.
not
I
at
step
all.
out of line if I have to take a phone call. Like if I'm waiting in
Yeah.
line for something,
I just
my
won't
phone
answer
rings.
it.
Yeah, I won't answer it, or I'll step out of line if I
Yeah.
have to.
Well, I'm not stepping out of line, but I'm just not going to answer it. Or I'll answer it really quick and be like, hey, man, I'm in the middle of something. Let me call you later.
Yeah.
That's simple. Show sounded great today. So much better than the past few days
wonder
with
why.
Love Connor. I don't know. that's about. It's weird. Simple solution for border crisis. Solution for our border issue would be labeled "Send to Ukraine and remain in Ukraine." Anyone that crosses our border gets a green T-shirt and a cargo plane ride to Ukraine. When they land, they get issued a rifle and some bullets, and then they get pointed towards Russia. Solves two problems.
Oh, see, I had a better idea.
Hold on, let me finish this, and then we'll hear your idea. Ukraine needs fighting-age men, and we have 10,000 a week crossing the border. Once news gets out, we will have 0 crossing the border. You're welcome. Thank you. That's true.
So I had a funnier. This is not my idea by any means. It's something that was posting around the internet, going around. But it was you get all the illegals to start hunting down pedophiles, and you call it aliens versus pedophile or alien versus predator.
Oh, okay.
And basically, what it
I've heard
is
that.
if you can take down a pedophile, then you get to earn your citizenship.
Okay. I don't hate that idea.
I think that'd be funny.
Yeah. Alien versus predator. Yeah, it's not bad. Democrats' open borders policy advantages. The open border does at least 2 things for Democrats. Okay, this is good because I keep asking who is supporting this and why? What is the point to try to destroy your own damn country from the inside out and have this going on? Who's for it? And I understand that the part about votes. And I've said that I think they're miscalculating there, that this isn't going to play out the way they think it is. But there's got to be more than that because this seems so destructive. I don't know anyone who agrees with it.
Yeah, and it's been going on so long and so poorly for them. I don't see how it's still working. There's still
3 straight years of horrific. And now that's not to say the border hasn't been an issue for decades. It has. But you must admit that it's been horrible since Joe Biden took office. Horrible. And so he's got severe dementia, clearly. So I don't expect him to fix the problem. But whoever is fighting for this, whoever actually is running the country, they might want to step in. So that's where this email comes from, is me going, who is fucking asking for this? So the open borders has provided billions to the cartels. Democrats get a kickback in donations from the cartels, plus the cartels direct their human slaves, once settled with fake IDs, to vote for the Democrat candidate of choice, even if they need to set them up in a swing state or turn a red state to purple. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I believe that, but a little bit. Involved. But we have been seeing them being flown to battleground states a lot. Okay. That has been happening. Whether that's coincidence, I'm not gonna say that I
you got any tinfoil here
to that, huh?
You got any tinfoil around here?
No, yeah, right.
I gotta make a hat.
Yeah. The far left gets to see the Cloward Piven strategy, I'm not sure what that is, be implemented that overloads the system with chaos. I have heard that, and the thought process being, if you have chaos everywhere, eventually you'll get so tired of the chaos, the crime, all the homelessness, the open borders, that you'll beg your politicians to come save you.
Right.
That's the thought process behind that, and that makes sense. That these people that are power-hungry fucking monsters, it's a good way to maintain their power, keep their power, all that kind of stuff. So that's when they take all your rights and throw the Constitution away and turn America into a dictatorship. You can see openly how the DC Mafia, referenced by the insiders, is pushing this since 2016 openly when Trump exposed them. The DC Mafia is the deep state, and all the 3-letter agencies, which is completely filled with communists. They weeded out all the patriots when Obama got in and finished it day one of Biden. They're using all their powers to control everything in D.C. and using the judicial system to destroy Trump. If they don't get results from that, who knows how they will keep Trump from being president? Oh, I know how. You JFK. Yeah. You JFK him, period. Yep. And we know now the CIA did that.
President Donald Trump was assassinated by the CIA on this day. All I got was this shitty T-shirt.
Yeah, 100%. Like that wouldn't surprise me. And I hope a lot of you are prepared for that reality.
He'll have his mugshot on it too. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure they haven't done it yet.
I am too. My mom said the same thing, and I was kind of.
I think it'd be too obvious.
I don't think they care about that anymore. I don't think they care anymore. I honestly,
and they won't say that on CNN. They'll just say. I mean, I wonder how they would cover that, by the way.
But dude, when you saw what happened to Jeffrey Epstein, and it was like, oh, you're not trying anymore.
Yeah.
You really want us to believe he hung himself, and you had broken cameras,
I do think,
and he was on suicide. But like, no.
How would CNN cover Donald Trump getting
assassinated?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think they would assassinate Trump, only because he's so good for everyone's ratings, and he gets.
I think they would.
Yeah.
As long as he's not in office, that's a win. That's
maybe
a win
after his second term, because right now I guarantee you there's a bunch of people in like the news media, especially even in, Democrat politics, who have something to point at, like a boogeyman, right?
Yeah.
It's like he does serve a big purpose for the left, for like getting views, getting people on their side, getting
that's
everyone
true.
tuned up.
I think at the end, though, I think they're dead serious. For the longest time, I thought they were just full of shit.
I think maybe if
trying
he
to
gets
get
a second term and gets out of that, they might take him down after that.
I don't think so. I think they would. I don't think they'll allow him to take office. That's my thought. I could be wrong, but they're trying legally. The guy's never been charged with insurrection, but you can have all these fucking attorneys general try and take him off the ballots in these states. It happened again the other day in Illinois. I mean, it's just I see through it for what it is.
It's just bullshit.
I get it. DEI and ESG are nothing new, just relabeled communist techniques, as well as the graduated tax system we have, planned by the progressives that came over from Germany and started taking over the colleges back in the 20s to indoctrinate our youth to become the future leaders of the Communist Republic of America. Well, that would have seemed tinfoil hat crazy to me 10 years ago, but... No. Boy, oh boy,
here we are.
The more you see it playing out, it's like, I don't know what else you would call it.
That's kind of like we were talking about with the radio station. It starts pretty innocently, and here we are.
Yeah. And this is 100% true. Russia and China play the long game. And by long game, they can mean centuries.
Yeah.
Like
their leaders don't change.
The long game for them is not 10 years. You could be talking hundreds of years.
Xi Jinping and Putin have power as long as they want that power.
Yeah. Russia has a 20-step program to destroy a country, and they have implemented 18 of them, infusing money into left-wing groups and paying off key politicians by setting up their families with cash and prizes. Just imagine if we didn't have the hate America agenda introduced into our culture for the last 100 years, that the Dem Party has been the vehicle and host behind this destruction. We would make Dubai look like a slum if we could have lived by the free market and constitutional limited republic and adhering to the Bill of Rights, all of which the Democrats hate and despise. It's making it very hard to have an argument against it. I got to be honest with you. I never thought I'd say that, but is what it is. Send your emails along, walters@detroitcast.com. I'd love to hear a retort to that. I know we have some libs that listen to us, and that's great. Send me why that's bullshit, and I'll gladly read it. I will not weed any of you out. If you have an opinion about any of us or about what we're talking about or stories like that I know our hot button is shit when it comes to politics, I get it. I will read your response. But I don't know many people that have been able to answer a lot of those questions that I've had over the last couple of years anyways, and so at least that's someone trying, and I appreciate it. Again, it's Walters with an O. Walters@DetroitCast.com. Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. I'm excited. My mom is coming to town.
Oh,
yeah, she's coming into town Saturday to help with some of the
Actually, Saturday I'm going out to see my mom.
Are you?
Yeah.
There you go. Tell her I said hello.
Will do.
And thank her for raising a good boy.
Oh,
she's raised a good boy.
Hear it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And what you guys doing anything special this weekend besides seeing your mom?
My mom, seeing my grandma. She's up from Sheboygan, down from Sheboygan.
Nice. Jesus?
Nah.
Nothing?
Nothing.
All right. Well, have a great weekend, everybody. I'll do some Drew and Mike pause over the weekend. I'll throw some of that into the members area and Patreon, and we'll see you next week.